At an LPS board meeting, you warned Nebraska's vaccination rates mirror those of Texas, and you said it's likely only a matter of time before measles spreads to Nebraska. Your prophetic voice was unfortunately correct, and sure enough, just last week, Nebraska confirmed its first measles case since 2017. So help us out, Bob.
This is basically a math problem. We know how this works, and this has happened so many times before. When you start seeing those measles vaccinations drop, it's concerning to all of us, of course, as we saw it, and then it got to a threshold this past year, which really puts us at risk, and sure enough, we fell below a threshold that prevents that, and so the Texas outbreak has just continued to grow and grow and grow. The majority of states now have measles cases. This is exactly what happens when vaccination rates fall below a certain threshold, and there's actually a math formula for this. Based on the infectiousness of a virus, you know what that number is. And for measles, it's around 94 to 95%. But when most of the country's below 95, well, this is exactly what happens. The challenge, there's 3 types of exemptions, and each state has its own exemptions. Some states only allow a medical exemption, like, say, West Virginia, for example. And that's why West Virginia's vaccination rates for measles are 97, 98%. They're much higher because they don't have either a religious or a philosophical exemption. Nebraska does not have the philosophical, they have the religious exemption. However, I would argue that in effect, we also have the philosophical because there's not really any follow-up. You can just basically sign a form and say, I don't believe this, and there's not much to it. Whereas in other states, if you claim a religious exemption, you have to actually explain what that religious exemption is. Because it turns out the vast majority of our religions are not against measles vaccinations. Let's say, for example, you're a Catholic or a Lutheran, and I've been both in my life. Neither the Catholic or Lutheran church says you shouldn't get vaccinated against measles. So can you claim a religious exemption if you're a Lutheran or a Catholic? So some places you have to say that, A, I'm either a Lutheran or a Catholic, and here is the doctrine that says I'm exempt. We don't have that. All you have to do is say it's against my religious beliefs, sign it, notarize it, there you go. One of our problems is it's too easy, and I actually think it's not really a religious exemption. It's more of a philosophical, but they're using the religious exemption to do it because it's too easy.